Welcome to Popcorn to Go, a podcast by the Popcorn in Bed sisters. I'm Cassie.
And I'm Carly, and we are here as your below-average movie experts to talk about some things movies, pop culture, all things life, daily thoughts, and more.
So grab your popcorn and come hang out with us.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Popcorn to Go. We are so excited to be here. We have a very, very special treat for you today. So the editor of Popcorn in Bed, as well as Popcorn to Go, Matt, has so graciously joined us today. So welcome,
Hello.
Matt.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me. I'm very excited to be here.
Of course,
Yeah, we're so excited to have you. You're our second guest, as you know. And
you know more about this channel than I do, so
yeah, she's not wrong.
yeah.
We just thought it would be fun to have Matt come on. I know a lot of times people have questions about the editor, and a lot of times people thought it was us editing ourselves, but it's not. We have the wonderful Matt live from New York City. Matt,
Upstate New York.
upstate New
yes,
York.
yes.
That's the one.
Yes, never.
It's
not a
all
big fan of
one
the
to
city
me.
Down here. Yeah, no,
Okay.
that's a lot of people say that.
Yeah. Okay. So anyways, Matt started working for us about 2.5 years ago. Right? Yeah.
Yeah, 2020, end of 2022.
Yeah. October 2022.
October,
His
yes.
first edit was Sleepy Hollow.
Sleepy Hollow,
And he's
yes.
been with us ever since. And we're so grateful because we know editing can, especially, so can sometimes be a thankless job, but we hope you know how much we appreciate you. And I saw a comment. We asked our Patreon people to come up with some questions they wanted to ask. We saw a comment that said, Cassie and Carly may be the ingredients, but you bake the perfect cake. And I was like, whoa, that is
I saw
eloquent.
that
That's
too,
so
and I
nice.
was like, wow, that is spot on.
I appreciate that. So thank you. whoever
Yeah,
wrote that.
because there is definitely an art to the edits and showing the movie, but also the reaction and all that. And we'll get into that. But
Yeah.
first of all, we thought we'd do a fun little get to know you, this or that, rapid fire. Can't think too long about it.
Okay.
Questions. Get ready. You're in the hot seat.
Okay.
All right, here we go. It's just a little warm up, okay? So casual. But are you ready, Matt?
I'm not nervous. Yeah.
All right, here we go. Chocolate or vanilla?
Oh, okay. Last year I would have been vanilla, but after I turned 25, chocolate. So, I'm
Okay.
I'm answering too much with chocolate right now. Yes.
Quarter of a century, it changes things. Okay,
Yes.
morning person or night owl?
Morning. I fall asleep by 9 o'clock usually.
What?
Same.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. 9:30 to 10, I would say.
Oh, dream big. You and Carly.
Yeah, kindred spirits. Beach vacation or mountain getaway?
That's a good one. I'm gonna say beach.
Nice.
Yeah, because I'm basically in upstate New York. It's like the mountains, so it's like
Yeah.
it's nice.
You
to
got a
get away.
vacation.
You just switch
to
it
the
up.
beach.
Yeah. Okay, beach. Yes.
Sweet or salty snacks?
Sweet. Yes, sweet.
Nice. Halloween or Christmas? Wow, what?
Christmas.
Okay.
Carly, there's some
Are
hardcore
we
Halloween
comparing
lovers.
those two holidays? I mean, that's okay, but I just feel like those are two. I feel like you could compare like
I understand
Halloween
that
and
because
I don't know.
I like both, but
Yeah.
I'm a very holly jolly Christmas type of person. So
Love
Yeah.
it.
I
Yeah,
feel
I
like the
can't-
classic question would be like Christmas or Thanksgiving versus like Halloween and Valentine's Day. I don't know. Anyways, moving on. Okay. Dogs or cats?
cats. She may jump
Okay.
up here during this
Oh,
podcast.
we've got a cat
Yes.
guy here. Okay.
Yes, big cat guy. Yes.
Sunrise or sunset?
Sunrise.
Nice.
Yes.
Cake or
Goes with the
pie? Yeah.
Cake.
Nice.
Cake. Yeah.
Pizza or tacos?
As a New Yorker, I'm gonna say pizza.
Good.
Good call.
We figured.
Messy desk or clean desk?
Well, okay. My desk is a little messy right now because I shifted my whole desk for this. So I'm like, messed well. So it's usually very clean, but right now I'm messy, but clean desk usually.
Okay. I feel like
I like it.
a video editor Well, maybe not. I feel like they have a more precise personality so that you would have
I'm
a
kind
very
of
clean
in the
working
middle,
space.
I think. If I'm like deep in a project, it is very messy. If between projects, it's paradise, yes.
It's funny how I saw this reel or something the other day where it talked about, she's like, my car, pristine. My room, pristine. My closet, a mess. My kitchen, pristine. This, my desk, a mess. And I was like, that's actually me as well. Like some things are so clean and pristine. Other things I'm like, don't look too closely.
Yeah. I feel like everybody's got to have one spot where they can just dump, like dump all the things. And
Yes.
Okay. Now these are some movie this or that rapid fire questions. Okay.
Okay. Yes.
So comedies or dramas?
Comedies.
Action or romance?
Romance.
Ooh, Marvel
love
movies, yay or nay?
Older Marvel, yay. Newer Marvel, nay.
Yeah, I would
Fair.
Unfortunately.
agree. Horror movies, yay or nay?
Yay. Very yay, yes.
Okay, movie theater or couch at home or bed?
Movie theater.
Okay, you like the movie theater experience?
Yes.
Star Wars or Star Trek or neither?
Star Wars. I'm a huge Star Wars fan, but I've grown to love Star Trek along with the channel. So
Oh, yay!
Yeah.
Okay, that's
yeah,
fun.
it definitely grew on me.
Me too. Okay, Disney or Pixar?
Pixar, yes.
Okay, popcorn or candy at the movies? If you could only choose one. I know. It's
chocolate
gun to your
included
head.
in candy?
Nerf gun to your head. What do you...
I'm gonna say
Yeah.
I get candy more, so candy. I
Okay.
would say, yeah.
Okay. And watch trailers for a movie or go in blind?
I usually can't help it, so watch trailers.
All right. Okay. Okay. Well, I
That's
think
fun.
that helps us get a little picture of you.
Okay. Yes.
Cat
yeah.
loving guy, wakes up early.
Yeah.
Likes horror.
Yeah.
Very much.
Just get
yes.
some candy, watch a movie in the theaters, and get some pizza before.
Yeah,
All is good.
there you
The
go.
perfect day.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Exactly.
speaking of movies, I guess it sounds like you love horror. What other genres do you like the most?
I'm a big dark comedy guy, so I like
Oh yeah,
dark
black
comedies
humor.
Like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like horror. Yeah. I like thrillers a lot and like suspense, sort of that genre.
What is your
So
favorite
the
horror
opposite
movie?
of me.
Oh, my favorite horror movie. I like Hereditary a lot.
That's the one that people say
Yeah, no,
don't
it's-
watch that;
yeah.
it'll scar you for life.
No, yeah, I've seen. I'm really into like movies that like push the boundaries of like really disturbing and scary, and so I try to go out of my way to watch like the worst of the worst. Not like the too bad, but like. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
no,
always see
I-
in the videos you guys are like, who would like these types of movies? I'm like, I kind of do.
Sorry. I was going to say, I'm like, I go out of my way to avoid any trailer,
Yeah.
interaction, commercial, anything with those types
Yeah.
of movies.
So, wow. Okay. Okay.
Sorry, I threw a curveball right there.
No,
it's good.
not at
We
all.
need some variety on here.
We
you know,
do.
Cassie and I are too
We do.
similar sometimes.
And
so.
you probably watch our edits and be like, "Oh my gosh, these chicks are weak."
I always think back to the jump scare that you guys had in Crocodile Dundee when the alligator came out of the water.
We are both pretty jumpy. It's yeah,
So
my
those kind of movies don't give you nightmares or anything.
Oh, they do, but I think it's worth it in the end.
oh, that's
It's actually another thing, and
hilarious.
my girlfriend gets mad whenever I watch something like really scary because I'll get like night terrors and start screaming in the middle of the night.
And you willingly
And she's like,
put
"What did you
yourself
watch last
through
night?"
it?
Oh my gosh.
I
So
don't-
you
I don't
really
know.
are like the opposite. You're like the anti of Carly and I, because
I think so, yeah. I do think
that's
so.
well, that's good. That means we have some variety and
Yeah.
different eyes looking at the edits.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Yeah.
Well, that reminds me of one of the questions in here. Do we want to dive into that?
Sure, yeah, let's do it.
Okay, this is from Dave. Having edited hundreds of PIB reactions, do you find it difficult to set aside your own feelings towards a movie, love it or loathe it, when editing the reaction to that movie? Do you have to wrestle with yourself or get a good amount of the movie you don't like into the edit and not redo it with movies you really like?
I think I usually go in very unbiased, even if it's like a movie I really don't like or one that I really like. I try to just, like, I don't know, just keep it all unbiased.
Take it for what it is.
I mean, sometimes if there's like a really cool shot, I'll keep it in there just because I think it looks nice. Like, one of my favorite movies is There Will Be Blood, which I edited recently.
Oh, yes.
And I didn't want to cut out a second of that because I just love that movie so much. But so that was a time where I had to sacrifice some of my favorite moments.
That movie was intense.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
No, and that's the other thing. Like, I guess, okay, so let's go into the workflow questions, and then I'm sure conversation will spout off from there. But, okay, so first, how did you get started with Popcorn to Bed?
Yeah, so...
And what was your experience editing before the channel?
Yeah, so I went to film school out of high school. I did a lot of film programs in high school. So I went to film school, learned editing and directing and all that fun stuff. And then from there,
cool.
And then from there, I got so many like odd jobs, as you do from like the school job board. For a long time, I was actually an editor for I think, okay, this might be why I like gory movies, but I was an editor for a plastic surgeon for a long time. For like a long time, like 3 months, but that's a long time for that. And it was like, my job was to like watch the surgeries and edit them for their somehow YouTube channel that they're able to upload. Meanwhile, we get like strike and stuff, but they're able to upload surgery videos.
No kidding.
But yeah, my job was to like make like a fast forward cut of the surgery while the doctor talks about it. And that was so awful. And
what
that
was
really
the
bad.
gnarliest surgery you saw?
I don't know if I want to know.
All I remember is just like seeing someone's stomach folded up. And
I'm unwell.
and like there was a point where like because like on the interview I kind of lied and said like, yeah, I'm fine seeing all of that. And
You're just passed out in your chair every night.
so I would try to like make myself numb to it and just stare at it like as it was happening. Like this isn't real. Like, oh my goodness. I remember like the stomach one, I was like, this is just like pizza because it was like red and orange, and I was like, I'm just looking at pizza right now as I edit this.
I think you have to tell
ruin
yourself.
pizza for me.
And then I left that job shortly after.
Wow.
And, so then from there, it's just been a bunch of like more like smaller jobs, editing jobs, and making my own films and short films. And
Yes. Because you just traveled not too long ago to do a film you've been working on, right?
I just finished it today.
No way!
A feature
Exciting.
film, actually. Yeah, so that's going to come out.
What?
Yeah. So me and my friends just put our all to it, and we stopped waiting for people to like fund it, and we just did it the DIY way and made our own movie, which we're
That's
very
amazing.
Cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, you'll have to tell us when we can share that with everyone and stuff.
Thank you. Yes. So from that job, I went to, a bunch of smaller jobs. I went to ABC News for a little bit, actually.
Oh, I don't think I knew that. That's cool.
Yeah, I started off at the Saratoga race course doing like teleprompter and stuff for them. And then I eventually moved to the studio and all that. I did some work for the Yankees minor league baseball team. I did a lot of video production for them. And then... so then that season ended, and then that's when I found the job listing for this, and I was very excited. I was so like nervous. I was like, it said like so many people like applied. I was like, there's no way this is gonna work out, but I'm gonna apply. I'm gonna send a long letter, which I did. And then,
yes, and that's what I think got you it because there were so many applicants. Ben kind of got overwhelmed by it, and because you followed up and like.
That's
he's
actually
like,
a
all
whole
right.
story I have about the following up.
Do tell.
So we had the interview and it went so well. I remember perfectly, like, after the interview, I went for like a bike ride with my girlfriend. I was like, that went so well. I'm so excited. Like, this could be so big. I'm so excited. And then a little bit went by and I didn't hear back. So I assumed it might have like fell through. So another job came up then for a dentist's office to be like their editor. So I was like, sure, I guess I'll just like go do that.
I mean,
And-
better than
Yeah.
liposuction, but
Yeah.
maybe still not as exciting.
Yeah. So I was doing that and it was so miserable. I mean, nothing wrong with them. Like that
Right.
was what I signed up for, but it just like it wasn't for me. So one day I was like, I'm so sick of this. So I went to the bathroom with my phone and I pulled up the job application and I wrote like another long thing. I was like, I don't know if you guys are still interested in working with me, but I'm still super interested. And like, I think like 10 minutes later, you guys were like, yeah, let's hop on another call. And then you guys gave me my first trial edit, which was Phantom Thread, which
That's right.
Yeah, so I started that for...
Daniel Day-Lewis as well, right?
Yes, yeah. Same director too, Paul Thomas Anderson.
okay, I didn't
one
know
of my
that.
favorites. Yes, that's what, because I remember Ben gave me a list and I was like, this is the one I know so well.
Yeah.
So I started editing that. I got like halfway through, I deleted the whole thing because I was like, this isn't
Oh,
good.
no.
And then because I was
It's a
like
whole
watching...
different editing
Yeah,
process,
no,
right? When
so,
you're doing
yeah.
movies.
So I started it again, and then Ben was like, "Drop everything. We need to get Sleepy Hollow done." I was like, "Okay. I don't know if you're ready for this, but here we go." So I actually got food poisoning from sushi while I was editing that. So thankfully, I was able to call out of my other dentist job.
Oh my gosh,
And
Matt.
I worked on that then, and I got that done. And
Wow.
the rest is
Oh
history.
my. Well,
It's funny.
we're
So
grateful
send
you're
that
here.
follow-up letter, guys.
Yeah,
And
no, it's worth it. I mean, ever since then, I've been sending follow-up letters to like film festivals and everything. Like
Yeah.
emails, apartment applications. It's all about the follow-ups.
it is because
Initiative
well, especially
is real.
especially Ben and I, it's not that we're both type B, which is not great usually. And so like I have currently 407 unread text messages in my text, which would literally like give Carly a coma, like would
Yeah, me
stress her
too.
out.
It's awful.
Yes. But so a lot of times I just, I space it. And so if someone follows up and is like, hello, I'm like, oh yeah, blah, 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 blah. So it's great. Anyways, I think it's all fate that we found each other and it's been so great ever since.
Yes, I'm so thankful for you guys for giving me a shot. And
Yeah, and-
because it's hard to get a shot these days, so I was very happy to at least get an opportunity to show what I can do.
Yeah. And so I guess how was the learning curve on learning to do reactions? How long did they take you in the beginning versus how long do they take you now?
In the beginning, it took me like 6 days. Now it takes me 2 days. So I definitely learned how to do it a lot better.
Yes.
But yeah, there was times where like I was like ripping my hair out. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not qualified enough. Because I remember there was one reaction, because this was back when there was another editor and
Yeah.
something happened and Ben was like, we're going to need you to do the last Lord of the Rings movie.
Oh,
And
I remember this. It was right
yeah.
at Christmas.
Yeah, and I started in October, so this was December, and I was starting to get like, back then I was doing I think like 1 to 2 videos a week, I think. So this was
Okay.
probably like one of my earlier videos, and yeah, so I never seen any of the Lord of the Rings movies, so I started watching recaps.
What?
Yeah, okay, yes.
Unveils the Easter egg. I mean, we can't be that
didn't mean to
shocked,
do
Cassie. Neither you and I, but
I know, but he went to film
Yeah.
school.
yeah, that's true.
Okay, so
Explain
yeah.
yourself.
Yeah. So I started watching like all these recaps. I watched the other reactions and I was like, okay, I could do this. So I did the whole thing over the span of like 4 days. And I was like, okay, it's finally done. And then I realized like, okay, I think the reaction is like 2 seconds off from the movie.
Oh no.
And then,
Oh no.
and Ben was like up all night trying to like see if there's a way to fix it. And he was like, we're just going to have to restart it. So then
Oh my.
I remember I cried. I was
I
crying
appreciate the
to my
honesty.
girlfriend. I was like, I can't. I was like, this is so stressful right now.
Oh my gosh.
But I was like,
I should have paid
but, like,
you triple for that.
No, you guys did. You guys did. You paid me good for that one. I remember. But yeah, I was like, I'm just gonna power through it. So I restarted the movie. Everything was synced, and yeah,
Oh.
and I remember I was on a call with Ben at like 2 a.m. or something. He was like, it's good, go to bed. That was the best sleep I've ever had in my life.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my,
Wow.
that is wild. Also, yeah, I'm like, wait, you're not a night owl. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's 2 a.m. is late for me.
Yeah.
Wow, that's quite this. I did not know that. So
Yeah, it's behind the scenes.
this is a backwards thank you. Because
Very
those were like
Belated.
very highly anticipated.
Yeah, that was another thing.
at
There was
the
so much
time.
pressure on it. And
Right,
I was
and
so
you had-
nervous.
Yeah,
I think, yeah.
You
So
pulled
I'm
it
curious. The second time around, then, when you did the edit with Cassie and I together, what was it just like? Oh, now this is a walk in the park.
No, that's the one he's talking about.
No, yeah,
that's
that
when
is
he's
the one, yeah.
that's the one.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
And also, usually
oh.
when there's both of you are reacting, it usually takes a little longer too, since
I was
there's
gonna
more
say,
like
is it
talking and
harder?
stuff. So
Yeah.
it does take a little longer. So that also added to.
Yeah,
What
sorry to get
else?
chatty.
What else in movies makes it harder? Like I was thinking maybe subtitles or editing out lots of swears, stuff
Subtitles
like
are
that.
actually very easy because
Oh,
I could
that's
just
good.
read it and cut by like reading the dialogue that's going to happen. So surprisingly, like I remember Seven
Oh.
Samurai was like a 3-hour movie, but I did that one so quickly just because it was in Japanese. But I was just like reading the subtitles and just cutting along with that. So that one was really easy.
Interesting.
But
Okay, I always
usually
thought that would be difficult.
Comedies take a long time because there's so much dialogue. Like it's like nonstop dialogue. While like something like James Bond, there's so much like shots of like just running and
Explosions.
explosions and scenery that you could just sort of
Condense
skim.
it easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know the dialogue heavy ones probably would be harder. Actually, that is
Yeah, I never would've
reminds me of
thought that.
another question. Oh yeah, here it is. How much sleep do you lose because you might have just edited out the one line fans of the movies love the most? I imagine editors have received wedgies for less. That's from Clarence.
Okay, full disclaimer. A lot of the times the favorite line is in there, but copyright forces me to cut back a lot. And then I'm reading the comments and it's like, you cut out my
don't hate
favorite
the
line. I was like,
messenger.
it was there. But
I know.
YouTube took it out. But yeah, so I try, if I haven't seen the movie, I try to get as much knowledge as I can about it. And sometimes even if it's like a line is spoken and I like, that sounds like iconic, I'm just going to look it up.
Right.
I'm just going to Google it and see if it comes up in like the search bar to see if people like that.
That's smart.
So
Yeah.
I do
Favorite
that a
quotes
lot.
of the movie.
Yeah.
That is very smart.
There are some times where I accidentally leave out some people's favorite moments. And if I left everyone's favorite moments in, it would be the whole movie. So
I know.
I'm very
Well, and
sorry.
I would
if
stick
I-
to that. Like, yeah, YouTube made you cut it, so you can't take any blame.
Yeah, no, it
that
was
is-
YouTube.
Yeah.
I do love when people are like, why would you not play that whole song all the way through? That's an amazing song. I'm like,
Yeah.
we would love to.
I try, but sometimes
I know
sometimes
that
it works.
copyright overlords are probably the bane of yours and my existence because
Today I celebrated actually because Planet of the Apes passed on the first go. So I was so
that's
happy.
what Ben said.
Yeah.
And
So,
meanwhile, Oppenheimer is stuck in who knows
yeah,
where.
because
and-
YouTube actually, nothing against YouTube. I love YouTube. But they changed their ways of copyright. So now they just give you the
Yes.
whole entire movie and they don't give you a specific, like at first I thought it was
Yeah.
great. I was like, they're giving me specific moments. They're giving me more than just one claim at a time. Because for example, they always give, usually it's like 15 minutes to 15:32.
Right.
There's a copyright. But now they're giving like 1 minute to 30 minutes. There's some copyright in there. 35 minutes to 37
luck.
minutes. And it's
Yeah.
a list of 10 of those. So I'm
Yikes.
we're working on trying to get used to that now and figuring
yeah.
out
Yeah.
how
They
to
do not
tackle
make
We
it
that.
love
easy.
you too,
Well-
but we also have some suggestions.
Okay, but I have I love YouTube as well, but like a bone to pick with that because, and you can edit this out if I'm saying things I'm not supposed to say, but if it gets copyrighted, then you don't make money on that movie, right? And so it feels like a mix of, I can't think of the right word, like,
Like a conflict of interest because
yes, thank you, conflict of interest, because I'm like, oh, they could just say, there's copyright on this, so we don't have to pay you. Like, that doesn't feel fair.
Right. And it's so technically, even the crazy part is, so say some random band has a 2-second song in somewhere in the edit, they can claim that, and then they would get paid for all of our views, even though their thing is only 2 seconds.
The fun part is they could be like, actually, we're going to claim this like 5 days after it's uploaded too.
Yes.
So it could say
so
clear and
wild.
then uploaded, and then it's like blocked.
Yeah.
2 days later.
And a lot of it is bots, which is annoying because you like. But technically, we fall under fair use because we're reacting to it, and we keep the clips very short and whatnot. And so we have to go through a whole process. But yeah, it's very annoying.
Yikes.
Okay, so some people want to know what software you use.
Premiere.
Premiere.
And
That's what,
Photoshop for title cards and
oh
stuff.
yes, title cards were mentioned a lot in the comments and how creative and good they are. Do those take you a long time?
Sometimes if it's like an older movie, it's like a hand-drawn font, so you can't really find that. So I need to find. Okay, there's a shout out to. Let me find the right website name because. Okay, it is myfonts.com, and it's the What the Font font finder, and you can put in anything in there, and it will tell you what font you are using or they are using.
Kind of like a reverse image search for fonts.
Yeah, for fonts.
Oh, that's
so
cool.
that's
Site
been
for
so
everything.
helpful. So that's that's my go-to for.
Yeah,
those.
I recently I saw that you did Poppenheimer for Oppenheimer. I'm like, that was right there. That was so good.
It hit me, like, in the
Amazing.
middle of the night too. I was like, just
Duh.
that one. I just took the P and just moved it over. So that one
there
took
you
like
go.
30 seconds. So that was a good one.
Good. Yeah, that's awesome.
That is amazing.
But yeah, I use Premiere and just Adobe. That's what I learned mostly in school. I know Avid and DaVinci, but Premiere is like the most user-friendly in my opinion. So I
That's
like that
awesome.
one a lot. No matter how many times it crashes, I will
Yeah,
stand by
no
that.
kidding. Right? Okay, here is a question from. Okay, Okay, here's the question. What percentage of movies that we watch or I watch have you seen, do you think?
I'm going to say, I could lie right now, but I'm going to say 30%.
Really? Well,
Yes.
I don't know why I'm
bet
shocked.
if you edit it
I'm the
for
same.
us, or less,
Some of them are
way
deep
less.
cuts, though.
That's what I was gonna say. If you edit us for probably in the first year and a half, you probably would have seen a lot more. But now we
Yeah.
are getting to more.
Like I've seen like
obscure.
Oppenheimer and like a lot. If it's like a recent movie, I've probably seen it. If it's like a classic, I've probably seen it. But
You have seen the classics. You think?
oh, I mean, I most likely have not seen it.
Oh, have not. Okay.
Yes, sorry.
I'm like, what are
But,
the
yeah.
requirements to get into film school? Do you have to see some certain things?
You will be
have to watch-
judged.
Just kidding.
But
Just
there's no
kidding.
requirements.
You have to watch Citizen Kane
Yes.
every day for.
That's high school film school.
Okay.
That's funny.
Okay. So, has there been any movies that you hadn't seen before, and then you edited for, and that you now would say you loved?
Yes, and I know I'm a movie person, but I've never seen Apocalypse Now before. It's always been on my to watch list. And I was so into that movie. Like I think I edited that in one sitting. Like I was like I want to know what happens because it's a classic and I've always heard so much about it, but it's just been on the watch list for so long. So sometimes I'm like, it forces me to actually watch something that I've been meaning
Right.
to watch like that.
And sometimes you probably feel like you're watching it 17 times over what you're
Yes.
editing. But
Actually, random side note, but editing for this channel has actually helped me at like editing or directing my own movies because I actually see how movies are cut around and stuff at a slower pace. And so I'm
Right.
going back and like looking at it. So I know like what words are usually cut on and like blinking and all
interesting.
that fun stuff. Yeah.
yeah, because
So
that's stuff
kinda
like
see some
I
tricks of the
wouldn't even
trade.
think about. What movie did we watch recently that was edited so well? What was that?
JFK was edited very good.
That was the one.
Okay.
That was the
yeah,
one.
No,
JFK.
that one was so hard to edit also.
Oh, I can
'Cause
only
it was just
imagine.
like so much back and forth.
And it's
But,
3.5 hours long, not to
Yeah,
mention.
that too. Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. Let's find another question. Do you have one, Carly? There.
Well, I mean, there's
we've
one about the
talked-
copyright issues from Mike, but I feel like we already talked about those. But It was just like, how much hair have you pulled out over copyright issues?
A lot.
Yes.
Okay, there was. Do you read the comments?
I
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so sometimes I do. I try not to because sometimes people are mean.
Yes.
But
Do you
where I skip
search
them, too.
keyword editor?
I do.
Like,
I do.
yeah, that's a.
and
I feel
see
like I would do
everything
that.
everyone says. Good and bad. A lot of okay. Someone, I don't know who said it, but someone once commented something on one of the videos, and they said, editing is such a hard job because you usually only hear you're doing you only get feedback on your job if you're doing something wrong. And I was like, that's so true. Like usually,
Right.
it's rare people comment like, this editing is so good, because if it's good editing, it's usually seamless and you don't really notice
Right,
it.
you don't really notice it, right?
So yeah, so that was a very shout out whoever said that. I'm not sure. Who it was.
Yeah.
However, oh, you finish.
No, I have nothing.
I was going to say, I'm like, I don't look at comments too often either because I'm like, positivity only. But I often see a lot of comments about the editing and how they're like, wow, this is popcorn in the bed is the best because the editing is done so well.
Those are the ones
Obviously,
that
you too, Cassie,
just
but
just
there's
know
some good
everyone,
ones
if you
out
leave
there.
a nice comment about me, I will read it and I will be very happy.
Great.
And if you
Well,
leave a mean comment, I will read it and take notes.
And we will dwell on that for longer than
I will lose
necessary.
some sleep.
So don't make mean comments.
Yeah, be nice. We're all friends here. Be nice.
Yeah. But that goes along with a comment from Mark, who he made the amazing quote about how Cassie and I are the ingredients and you make the perfect cake. But he also asked, do you have a favorite reaction or reactions of Cassie or us both together?
Yeah, I would say The Departed probably, which was a little bit ago. But I feel like, you guys reacted a lot to that one. And it's such like
Yeah,
a,
the movie was
like
insane.
everyone just gets shot in the head like every 30 seconds.
Literally.
So that was fun to edit. But
Oh my
but yeah,
God.
that
I
was-
dated a guy and he's like, that's my favorite movie. And I was like,
But yeah, I remember because I watched that a while at like high school, and then I edited like half of the reaction. And I was like, I'm just gonna finish this quickly so I know what's coming because it's so
Yeah.
shocking. And I was like,
It
I
is
wonder how they're gonna react to.
Shocking.
I won't give any spoilers, but
Yeah.
a lot of people get shot. And also,
Yeah.
I really grown to love the Lethal Weapon movies as well.
I loved those.
I thought they were going to be, I don't know what they were going to be, but the writer of those made a movie called The Nice Guys also, which I loved with Ryan Gosling and Russell Crowe. And
Okay.
I was like,
Yes,
I
it's like a
watched
buddy
that.
cop film too,
yeah, it's
right?
this, it's basically the same concept. But then I saw that he made that and I was like, oh, okay, so maybe I will like this movie. And yeah, so I really love those movies a lot. And
Yeah, those were really fun.
I have them on VHS somewhere back there.
Oh, VHS. Hey, look at that
Yeah.
computer. Or that's not a
Yeah,
computer. That's
yeah.
a TV.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for like nostalgia stuff. So
Oh,
Fun.
yes.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, I
well,
like
maybe
those.
you guys can start sending VHSs. I will forward them on to Matt.
Just
Go
what you
through
wish
your
for,
parents'
Cass.
Yeah,
drawers
go to your
and
grandparents' attic.
media cabinets. That's awesome. Okay, so let's see what else we have here. Any other
I have a question
questions?
from Clarence, and it's more so making fun of us, but he says, how much shorter would your average edit be if YouTube suddenly decided to ban the use of the term, oh my gosh, in a movie reaction?
Oh,
I would say, I'll give a realistic answer. I would say 3 minutes.
Okay.
crazy. Like what? Like 32 average. Oh my goshes per
Depends how much
reaction.
space you have like after and before.
It depends what the movie is, too. Okay, those oh my gosh can get up there, and yeah, the more intense ones.
Sometimes it is embarrassing rewatching and I'm like, shut up! Like, yes, use new words. But you know,
It's just kind of
it
like a
is-
trademark now.
Yeah. Yeah, we got that on a T-shirt, so you know, all good things.
So true.
That goes with how sick are you of our faces and our voices, our long pauses.
Actually,
Sometimes I'm like, take that whole part out, Matt. Sorry.
It's funny because I actually know what the ums look like in like the audio waveforms now. Because so I won't even hear it. I'll just cut it out sometimes.
That is
It
so
looks a
funny.
certain way. Like when you say
Matt,
it's like,
What if I was saying something very important in the exact same tone as Just
Probably
kidding.
not. I was just thinking that Matt probably knows some of our like deepest, darkest secrets when we make really dumb comments. We're like, maybe don't put that in there.
I did see that you left in our Oppenheimer one discussion about
no.
Einstein.
Oh,
So
no.
That'll be interesting
no, I
once it
left that
hits
in
you
because I didn't
too.
know that either. I was shocked.
Wow,
It's
I
not
thought
just
we're
like
talking
a
like
sister thing.
1800s or like even like 1700s.
Okay,
yeah.
Granted, I wasn't
right.
too good at like history class, but
Same.
But
I've
the
been
pictures
asking
of, like-
everyone I know, and it's not as everyone is like, I don't know, like 1,000 years ago. Like,
yeah, I told my
okay,
girlfriend actually,
yeah.
I was like, when do you think Albert Einstein was around? And she was like, 1800s, right? And I'm like, no.
right?
That does make me feel better.
1950s. That's insane. Like,
there
there's
was a part of
videos
me-
of him.
Yeah. And there was a part of me after it. I'm like, did the director of Oppenheimer like throw him in there to mess up our illusion of time?
I saw something.
Just
It was
time
like,
traveling.
there was something, it was like some meme on Instagram. It was like people cheering when when Einstein came on screen, like it was like a cameo in like Avengers or something. Same thing
yeah.
when they name
Incredible.
drop JFK, they're like John F. Kennedy. And like,
That's right.
it's like they're setting
Well,
up
yeah.
the
It's like some
extended
young
universe.
senator coming, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah. So, yeah, you probably do have some material to blackmail us with. So hopefully that doesn't get to that point in this
stay on
relationship.
his good side.
Okay.
I was just going to say, well, I asked a question from Dave, but I left out his really nice comment for you. So he just says, also, thank you for your excellent work, in all caps, excellent. It is
Thank
a
you.
true compliment to the channel. So
I always love hearing
credit
the
goes
good
where credit
words.
due, you know?
Thank you so much.
Okay, and then so you're also editing our podcast, which
Yes.
is pretty new. How do you say that compares with editing the movie reactions? Easier, harder, different?
Definitely easier. I think it's more like laid back and it's kind of just more
Yes.
like reactions. It's like, what do I keep in? What do I take out?
There's
Like
the whole
make sure
movie
everything's
aspect.
aligned, make sure copyright and all that. And for the podcast, it's just like sit down, open up a bag of candy and
Yeah.
edit the podcast.
Yeah.
So it's nice. But yeah, I actually have I use a multi-camera editing setup. So it's kind of like I just watch and just click back and forth from whoever's talking. So so it's not even like editing, it's kind of just watching and just like clicking on
You're
one
the
of the
you're the
cameras
first
and-
viewer to all of the episodes. That's
Yeah, so yeah.
early access.
Matt, what's your go-to candy? I take
well,
this
I'm
question
kind
very
of-
seriously.
I'm starting to take my health more seriously, so I cut out like food colorings and stuff.
Oh,
so
good.
Okay.
shout out to like Giggles fake Skittles brand.
Oh, someone just told me about these.
Yeah,
never
no,
heard
those
that.
are really good. And Australian licorice is just good.
Oh, I love Australian licorice as
Because
well.
like other
Dairy Lee,
countries, yeah, I have a bag in the fridge right now. Which
In the
is-
fridge?
Fridge.
Yeah, I was gonna sound
You
weird
like it?
saying it, but I was at Aldi one day and they were selling it in the fridge, and it was so
Oh.
good. So ever since then, I've been putting my licorice in the fridge.
Now I
I
have
like
to buy
my
a bag and go put
junior
it in the
mints
fridge and try it.
frozen. I like. Have you guys tried those?
I've
have,
seen the York
yes.
patties in the freezer, so that's
Yeah.
similar.
Okay, I think that's all of our questions. Right? Do you see?
Yeah,
any
I think there
missed,
were a
Chris?
few others, but they kind of like we talked about them as conversation went. So if we didn't specifically shout out your question, sorry, but thank you still so much for submitting it, and hopefully you still got the answers you were hoping for.
Yes. Okay. And then really quick, we always end with our highlights and lowlights of the week. I told Matt to come prepared. So let's start with our lowlights. My lowlight is kind of ironic because last week we were talking like, oh, it's spring. We're so happy. But then I remembered freaking Mother Nature and her freaking allergies. I am losing it, and it's only April. Like, I'm talking, want to claw my eyes out. They're so itchy. constant runny nose. And then so I'm like snorting Zyrtec and then I'm so tired and I'm like, this is a vicious cycle. And
Yikes.
anyways, you guys, I know you're a small sufferer, but
It's funny. My allergies are kind of off and on. Like some years are a little bit worse than others. Some years are fine, but this year is probably the worst I've had in a while. I don't think I'm to your extent, so I do feel fortunate because usually I can do a Claritin and it works very well for me. Not sponsored, but
we like the
because I am very Claritin
ever.
loyal. But this. It's been happening for a while too, because I think Utah's weather's been switching so much from like cold to rain to sunny. And so that has not helped me.
Yeah.
I'm more of a fall-time allergy guy, so I'm thriving right now. But yeah,
Good for you.
in the fall time, I'm a mess. But spring's not too bad.
It's brutal over here. Okay, Matt, do you have your low light
there?
It's pretty much the same. I mean, we had 70-degree weather like last week. It was like 75, and now the heat's back on. It's 30, and it's raining every day. And I'm in a men's baseball league. And
fun.
Yeah, and my games keep on getting canceled because they're on Sundays, and it rains every single weekend. So I've been waiting
That's a bummer.
Yeah.
Is that the worst when the weather's so great during the work week and you're stuck inside, and then the weekend it's so, or like when you finally have time, then it's bad weather? You're like, this is not fair, Mother Nature.
Also, we're all just getting old when we just care so much about the weather. I swear as a kid, I didn't even like realize or anything. And now I'm like, so.
I check the weather 10 times a day.
Same, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that is so
that's funny. Okay, Carly, did you think of yours?
No, because I got distracted listening to your guys'. However, I'm trying to think of it right now. I know mine. I went and got an oil change. And this is the first time I've bought a car from a dealer, like a still used car, but still. And so I'm getting my oil changes from them.
Right.
And then they gave me this list of things that need to be fixed. And it's like $900. And I don't trust them. That's the hard part. Because I'm like, I'm bringing my car to you and everything. And I just, anyways, yeah. And so I do have a warranty with them too on some things.
And they're probably like,
so they tell me these things and I'm like,
car words.
Right? Well, I bought my car a year ago, so from them, and everything was fine. And I'm like, but they're like, oh, it's just a lot of like normal maintenance. I'm like, normal maintenance for $900? Anyway, so I'm just annoyed. And then I'm like, well, do I just go to someone else and be like, can you tell me if these things need to be fixed? And then it just...
It's why you need a mechanic in the family.
Yes.
Like I always, I wish you could have married a mechanic, Carly. That would have been really great for me.
I know. My fiance is very handy around the house. Like he can fix anything, but mechanic stuff, not as much. I don't think.
Yeah. Because it's just, it's hard to know. You just hope people are honest, but.
Yes. Yeah. But for some reason, I'm like, I trust the dealership even less. And I'm like, dang it. Anyways, that's my low light.
All right, let's move on to the highlights.
Woo,
much better.
Another high note.
My highlight was Carly had her bridal shower last week, which was so fun. And we got to wear dresses and eat waffles and watch her open gifts. And my parents came to visit, which was really great, and to come to the shower. So that was just a fun little weekend.
Yeah, it was really fun. So wild.
Did I steal yours?
Yes, but I'll take it. I got another. I got a backup. So
okay. Why don't you go next, Matt?
Well,
sorry, we got you mid-drink.
My highlight is I finished my movie, as I mentioned earlier. I worked on it.
Huge.
I wrote it back during COVID when I had COVID because I had nothing else to do, which was like 5 years ago now. I spent years talking to producers and everyone was like, yeah, we'll think about it. Let's talk more about it later. No one ever got back to me. So I ended up just making it out of my own pocket. We shot it on DV tape from the 2000s, since it takes place in the 2000s, to make it like a whole like nostalgic movie, which was so hard to edit and transfer all of that video. And it took about a year to edit it all, but today is finally the day it's all done. And we're going to send it off to festivals. Yeah.
A great
passion project.
Yeah. What genre is it? What'd
It
you
is
say?
a dark comedy, coming of age.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love both of those things,
Yes.
actually. Ooh, maybe we'll have to react to it. That could be fun.
Fun.
Maybe.
That's huge, though.
Yeah,
Congrats.
that's
Thank you so
amazing.
much.
What a feat.
Thank you.
Seriously.
We will hope those festivals get back to you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Those
we'll make a
follow-up
trip of it.
letters.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right? Okay, Car.
Okay. My highlight was, yes, my bridal shower, which was so fun and so surreal. My other highlight, though, since we already heard about that one, is so we have had really nice weather here in Utah this week, and one of my best friends has been out of town, and my office is 5 minutes from her house, and she has an amazing garden. She built this whole greenhouse and just has this, has done so much work on her garden. And she's asked me to water her flowers while she's been out of town. And so every day at lunch, I go over and I sit on this little rocking chair on her front porch and I eat my lunch in the sunshine. And then I go and water all the flowers. And it's just been the best little ritual. And every day I've kind of looked forward to it. And I'm like, okay, every time you go to town, I'll be here.
That kind of works out.
Yeah, it was just, I don't know, it was like a good mix and switch up in the work day and just, I don't know why. I just really loved it. Like being out in the sunshine. I love flowers too. She's a way better gardener than I am, but it was just really, really a fun little thing to bring in April. So,
Okay, sure. Suck up to Mother Nature after I just bashed her. Screw
about
all the
balance.
flowers.
Maybe that's why the weather's so bad, because we're just
Yeah,
have so much hate
I
towards
know.
it.
It's not very nice sometimes
We're just
to her.
haters.
Poor lady.
she only
Okay,
gets
well,
feedback if it's bad.
I know. Poor lady.
Just kidding. All right.
Okay, well, I think that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this conversation with Matt. I learned a lot, so I think you guys will definitely as well. And it was fun to finally put a voice and a face. For you guys behind who is the
Man
guy
behind
in
the
the chair
scenes.
for
Yeah.
our channel.
I just want to
there you
say
go.
one more time, thank you guys for all the opportunities you've given me. And this has been a dream. So it's been so much fun. So thank you so much.
For us too. It's just been so easy and seamless. So you are the very best. So we thank you as well. And we will see you guys next time on Popcorn to Go.
Yes, don't forget to leave a nice review, give those 5 stars, and follow along.
Okay, bye.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for hanging out with this sisterly duo. If you enjoyed listening with us, don't forget to subscribe on your favorite platform, leave that beloved 5-star review,
And join our Patreon for bonus content and to be part of the Popcorn community.